Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Guided Way. I am your guide, Sean McCulley, and if you picked the seed card, then you're at the right spot. The seed card represents, the beginning of things and new ideas and new projections and, new idea outlooks and ideals. And that perfectly surrounds, the air card of Lemuria because, it represents a paradigm shift. So maybe you're shifting the way you're thinking, or maybe your new ideas are like completely different from things that you've done before in the past. And then you have also the significator cards, the Ten of Cups, which represents abundance. And then you also have the Emperor card, which represents, power, authority, knowledge, and a certain amount of wisdom. And you might be able to use that to go for next card to bridge the gap between you being able to move forward. And the next card in that is the Shaman card, which shows, a degree of, wisdom. But this is something that is going to be, you know, change your dynamic of how you perceive things. Because when you see the Shaman, it's a lot of healing energy, but also a lot of wisdom. And so it's saying, probably what I'm getting from this is, you know, with age comes wisdom, but also it kind of reminds you of, look before you leap, don't just rush into things, which goes into the sun card or fire of Lemuria, which is, energy, but, it represents desire, it represents, essentially, things that you don't normally find yourself that you want to inhibit yourself around. But here you pull the vow card, and so you can't promise somebody that you would. And so the indicator card with the tarot cards I'm using, I see the Seven of Pentacles. And so that represents, you're working really hard and you'll get there, but, you can't just grab what you want. You're not done yet. You still got more work to do. But be proud of what you've accomplished so far. Let me go into the next card, which is the Ether card, or the Seamless or the Unspeakable. And that's also, represents an unknown energy. And because it's new energy, you may feel yourself wanting to just kind of back off and run away from the situation because you're kind of unclear, or maybe you're so uncomfortable you just want to pack up and just take off. But don't, because that will do more harm than good. Because we go into our next card in this reading, and that is the Maiden. Someone who's young and naive, somebody who has an idea of what they want, but also they can be a little bit that gullible. So it's kind of up to you to lead the situation, but don't coerce it or try to entice them before they're ready. What you want to do is you want it to be a guide to the situation. So if you have, business partners, maybe you're trying to push too hard, so, they're unsure or they're uncertain, or they feel like they just don't know enough about it. And the next card in this read is from Lemuria, the Earth card, that represents nurturing. And so you want to grow that situation and you want to expand on it. And maybe some parts of what you're trying to accomplish at this point isn't being very successful because we have, in the tarot card, we have the Death card. And with that in mind, sometimes before something can grow, or like one chapter is before the next chapter, before you can start the next chapter, something has to end. And, it's going to be hurtful, it's going to hurt. You have to have time to grieve and mourn. Because if you just try to just pick up from this point and push forward, apocalypses. So things are going to fall apart. It's going to be, essentially very apocalyptic. It's not going to be a good situation for you. And but the good news is that, the next card in the read is the water sign, overflow, which, imagine a ship crashing on an island somewhere, and you survive that crash, but you have to take out of the wreckage what you can use, what is still stable, what's available to you, and that's not a bad thing. It's just it cuts, or if some of you are in manufacturing, the 5S program, and that's where you go through, your tools, your parts, and just keep all the stuff that you essentially need for what you're doing at that point in time, and that's what will allow you to do that. And if you do that, the indicator card is the Four of Wands. It's going to work out well because you see Four Wands, and you see the little canopy of flowers above it, and it's going to end well. It's going to get you to where you want to be, and you'll find it's a place of balance and its sustainability, which is what you definitely want. And then, as we're coming towards an end to this, the next card of Mary is loving compassion from the Marian deck, and the significator card for that is the Six of Wands, which represents, success. You're triumphant, and so it comes to the matters of the heart or of desires, or even in business, it's coming together, and you're going to get that point of, of being able to, enjoy your success. But at this point in time, you're going to reach the vision. It's not going to be a vision anymore. It's going to be able to manifest itself, and that's going to give you the power and the energy, the drive to continue more. And it's going to give you, for the next card in this read, awakened awareness. Something that you didn't possibly realize before. And like with the Knight of Wands, he's brave, he's passionate, he will, he has a tendency to be brash, because with the elements, Wands represents fire, but he's your place of confidence. And the final stage of the evolution through all of this is evolution, which is the final Lemurian card in this read, is judgment. And you're going to find yourself in a place where, you're going to have to account for all your successes, and, be wary of what you've done over here, because, if you didn't follow this is essentially the path, you're going to be judged. But the thing is, judgment is going to work out in your favor. And so, other people might be jealous of that success and of that energy that you brought. But in the end, you're going to get to where you want to be. And maybe you'll be in a position to where, when somebody else is coming up from behind you, whether it be in business or in life or a friend or family or a neighbor or, loved ones, or maybe perhaps your significant other, don't be too harsh with them. Help them to move with you, and don't try to rush or force things. Move through things naturally. You can't just, crash through a river. You gotta go where the river's taking you. But you can't force the river. The river will force you. But that is it for this reading. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you, and stay safe and be blessed.